Yeah, you guessed it. Part 2. Let's go.
Unorthodox, yeah.
They know. They know. They know.
Without further ado, let's get right back into it.
British officials arresting an American on American soil and trying him under British law. Now that's controversial. And it's a controversy that attracted the attention of an American general in charge of the Department of Oregon, William S. Harney. This guy, General Harney, had a reputation.
Oh, they had a picture of
He's
him?
the kind of guy who invades Mexico without orders, wasting valuable resources and creating an embarrassing situation for everyone involved. He's the kind of guy who has one of his own men arrested for writing the wrong header on a report. He's
How
the
did
kind
he
of guy
make
who
it
finds
general
body in
then?
his yard and then chases it for 1.5 miles just to give it a beating. He hated superiors, hated being told what to do, and had been court-martialed 4 times for.
See, stuff like this, it makes me wonder who made him general and how did he gain this position? Because clearly he didn't just get given it. Like, he had to rise up in the ranks.
Friends of a friend.
Which friend? I don't imagine a guy like this would have any friends.
Drug dealing friends. He's got some drug dealing friends, man.
Disobeying orders. Contemporaries described him as an imbecile, all matter and no mind, an arrogant humbug, and a laughingstock. Like I said, General Harney had a reputation. He hated the British and was out for any opportunity to earn personal glory for himself. By some accounts, he even wanted to become president. And so,
Good
in
luck
July
at that.
1859, when he happened to visit San Juan Island, and he learned of the plight of the Americans living there, the shooting of a pig, and the British threat to arrest
Can I get a hug?
Cutler, General Harney went into scheme mode. Hey yo, Captain
that-
listen carefully. I need you to go pick up some flowers and bring them to my place later. I've got a plan. Here I am, sir. What's the plan? Pickett, you and I are going to start a war. What do you mean, sir? Okay, listen up. An American man shoots a worthless pig on San Juan Island, and the British threaten to arrest him. Outrageous. But we can use it. We get the settlers there to send us a petition saying they need American troops for protection.
Save our bacon.
That's when you go with your men and occupy the island. The British will find American troops on an island they consider theirs so offensive, they won't hesitate to blow you to smithereens. Then, it's war.
So he's basically just asking to sacrifice himself.
I'll write to Washington, D.C., letting them know what's happening. But here's the kicker. My letter will take 6 whole weeks to get there, before the government even gets a chance to respond, telling me I'm an idiot and ordering there what's happening.
Wait,
but
sorry.
Here's the kicker.
When did they occupy this?
What do you mean?
They never had this before.
No, they did.
Letter will
No.
It was part of... Oh, no, they didn't actually. Yeah, you're right.
Well, sorry. He just
Again,
put the
stop
whole-
using your hands. They can't see it.
Sorry. So the line was originally like here, and it was cut off here as well.
Yeah, I guess they
He just
have been
skipped
fighting
all-
against Mexico.
Yeah, but he.
Because that's not part of this story.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
They didn't need to cover it.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. My fault. Mexico, you lost.
take 6 whole weeks to get there, before the government even gets a chance to respond, telling me I'm an idiot and ordering me to cease fire. The island will be ours. Hell, we could even invade Vancouver Island. Or British
Like,
Columbia.
now that's
Oh.
just being ambitious.
Wow, very impressive, sir. But I gotta ask, why? Well, I'll level with you, Pickett. Historians still contest exactly what it is I'm trying to do here. It's possible I'm trying to expand America's territory. Maybe I'm trying to play the hero, so I can become president. Some have even suggested that since I'm a slave-owning Southerner, I may be trying to create a diversion to help the South secede in the upcoming Civil War. But if there's one thing that almost everyone can agree on, it's
It's that you're an idiot.
an idiot.
Yep.
I see. But hold on, what'd you tell me to bring flowers for? Because, Pickett, they're pretty and I like them! There are also historians who believe that Harney and Pickett had no secret plan at all, and were not scheming masterminds, but simply hot-headed buffoons, genuinely outraged at the audacity of the British, and trying to protect American citizens. But the fact of the matter is, Pickett took the very controversial and extremely provocative act of landing American troops on disputed territory. He set up his camp in a very exposed position.
Did he
and
not get the
directed
fact that he's gonna get blown up?
proclaiming that only American laws.
I guess he
applied on the
didn't
island.
really care.
It was almost like he was asking to be fired upon. Or, again, maybe he was just an idiot. when a British official sent to the island to get rid of the unruly American settlers now saw that there were American troops, he demanded they leave. He was obviously told to go suck an egg. When Douglas found out, he was enraged. To him, the American landing constituted an invasion. Harney sent a report back to the War Department in D.C., justifying his actions with exaggerated claims of British villainy. But he knew it would take 6 weeks to get there, and another 6 weeks for their reply to come back. For now, the situation was entirely in the hands of local military and government officials, and the ball was in the British court. Would the temperamental Governor Douglas and the powerful British Navy respond to the American provocation with force? Were Britain and America really about to go to war over the shooting of a pig? Well, if one man were to have his way, it's entirely possible they would. James Douglas.
Yeah, see, it seemed like both of them, like Douglas and whatever the American guys know, were basically just trigger happy.
Yeah. 100%.
So he was 100% gonna take his friggin' bait.
100%. I would as well.
See, I wouldn't, because I'm like, I don't know, it's hard, because then
I
it's
ain't
like,
the one fighting.
so American troops are like they're occupying the island,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like,
You're
sure enough, you wouldn't want to just engage with the first American
They've
troops.
done this all the
You'd want to
time,
take
though.
it to the American Parliament to say, "Hey, look, your people are
6
invading.
weeks.
Can you tell them to move?" Yeah, for Americans, but like for Britain, it's just like actually, I don't know how long it would take for them to get.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they
Only
could
12
get in
minutes.
contact with
Yeah,
them. To
only
be fair.
12 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 minutes.
Just the email.
standard.
It's just an email.
He had Americans force him out of Oregon. They had threatened his position in Victoria during the
Yeah,
Gold Rush.
he's basically
Now they
ready
had
to blow.
invaded his island, and he had it. It was time to turn to the Royal Navy. You, Captain Hornby, go to the island and prevent any more Americans from landing. And take this magistrate with you to arrest Captain Pickett. Use force if necessary. Just don't do anything to start a war. Wait,
What?
wanted to use force, but
That's what I'm
not
saying.
start a war?
Everything you just told him
I'm
is starting a
sorry.
war.
Is that too much to ask? Princess? When Captain Hornby got to the island and saw that the American force there was even larger than expected, his concern grew. He sent word back to Douglas, who in response ordered even more ships to the island. And at this point, the naval officers were like, "Hey man, let's talk." They were concerned Douglas's escalation was leading them to war, and they convinced him it probably wasn't a terribly good idea to just go up to an American military captain with his armed men and say, "Hey bucko, you're under arrest. Please don't shoot me." Douglas gave in. To prevent any hostilities, he canceled all orders and told the Navy, for now, to simply keep an eye on the Americans.
Smart man, smart
He did
guy.
send one more ship for good measure. Captain Pickett,
See,
now seeing the British ships with their guns aimed directly at his
Still
exposed
feel
ship,
like this is gonna
said,
turn
"See,
out
Jeff?
bad.
Look at that. We're about to get blown to bits. All according to plan. Hang on.
Any moment now.
Oh crap, Jeff, we're about to get blown to bits!
He just realized that.
Pickett hastily moved his camp from its very exposed position to another position, which, as it happened, was also very exposed.
It's an
Probably
island.
won't surprise you to learn Pickett came dead last in his graduating class. Nearby American and British officials began showing up to ask Pickett what the heck he was even doing. Then, a bunch of tourists showed up, because a major war breaking out on their doorstep was the single most exciting thing to ever happen in any of their miserable frontier lives. One Charles Griffin was particularly unhappy. First, his pig had been shot. Now his sheep pastures were being trampled by soldiers and tourists alike. He complained to Governor Douglas, who was still pretty upset about the whole thing. Douglas felt British honor itself was at stake. So he decided that if American forces were allowed to be on the island, well then by golly, the
British forces
should
need to be there too.
It
Yeah.
would be a joint military occupation. Upon hearing Douglas's new plan to land British troops on the island, Captain Hornby decided to go speak with Pickett in person. After informing him of the plan, Pickett replied that if they dared land, he would open fire.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, as long as Britain doesn't open fire first, then America has nothing on them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like if whatever his name is, that's in Fort Victoria. If he is patient enough and smart enough, he can definitely get these trigger happy
Yeah.
idiots to
Yeah.
pull the trigger first.
They're definitely gonna pull the trigger
Facts.
first.
I actually thought he was
There
gonna
they
do
were.
it first, to be
The
fair, but he
British had
didn't.
orders to land. The Americans had orders to prevent their landing. This was it. War. Over a small island in the middle of nowhere. Over a pig and some potatoes. Over whether the US-Canada border looked like this or like this.
No, it's the
It
change.
didn't change.
Stupid. stupid. To heck with it. I'm not landing those troops. I'm not gonna be the one.
You land those troops.
The captain decided not to follow Douglas's order. And good thing he didn't, because pretty soon after that, the leading British admiral in the entire Pacific region showed up.
Oh.
Admiral Baines outranked Governor Douglas. When he heard of everything that had been going on, he was stunned. But when he heard that Hornby had refused Douglas's plan to
Promotion.
land troops, Baines could have kissed him. Whether he did or not, history doesn't tell. But I like to think they did.
They definitely did more than
Douglas's
that.
orders, and instead pursued a policy of not interfering with the Americans until he could contact the British government. The Americans, not
Smart.
knowing the British no longer intended to land, had sent reinforcements and began fortifying. But even still, the British Navy did nothing. And finally, when word made it across the planet, informing the two governments of the ongoing crisis, everyone would...
How did word make it back to Britain before Washington?
Did it?
Apparently, it kind of arrived around the same time.
Oh yeah.
be shocked. Holy crap! Harney landed troops on disputed territory? Man, I hope the British don't find out about this.
They of
You
course
cannon.
already know.
Oh, crap! The British! Why are we getting reports of American troops on San Juan Island? Whoa. I don't know, man. Nothing to do with me. The president. What? Breckenridge. Am I the president? Yes, sir. And hey, we got a problem. It looks like the southern states are considering seceding, and we're headed for the biggest crisis in the history of the nation.
This is slowly backing away.
To fix it, sir. Sir? Oh no. Go away. Not the curtain again, Mr. President. I'm not here. Buchanan. Back in the Pacific Northwest, Harney was beginning to realize the government may not be terribly impressed with his reckless actions. So he began firing off even more aggressive letters, justifying what he had done. Tell him the British were sending bands of Indians to attack our men.
That's a
Big
lie.
meanies with coal for hearts, and that they made me cry like a little girl. Wait, no, that makes me sound weak. They made me cry like
Like
a
a-
big girl. Yeah, that's it. When the president received Harney's new letters, his anxiety only grew stronger. Oh, crap. Hey, General Scott, please make this go away. Leave it to me, sir. General Winfield Scott was the commanding general of the entire U.S. Army. Well known for his negotiation skills, he was a veteran of the Mexican-American War, during which time he had had to deal with General Harney's idiocy and insubordination. And he watched as Harney got...
I don't understand how he still hasn't been demoted after all this, because it seems like he's a handful.
I feel like they could have killed him.
I feel like they could have at least demoted him to not make him general, so he doesn't have control of troops and he's just an idiot, just blabbering stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why they still put him in charge as being general. It just sounds so stupid.
Hey,
away with it all.
stupid
Thanks to his
times,
friends
stupid
in
people.
high places. It's safe to say that Scott
Uh.
really did not like General Harney. By now, General Scott was racked with gout, and he was so big he
Okay.
had to be hoisted onto his ship in a basket. Nevertheless, he began the long journey to the Pacific.
Did he die before he
Northwest.
make it there?
Okay, everyone.
Okay, he made it.
Will somebody please tell me what the heck is going on? I'll tell you, General. It all started on one fateful day last summer. Spuddy?
Bow.
All right, you damn dirty pig. That's the final straw.
It's the final potato.
You can't get away from me!
He's kind of elaborating on that.
Nowhere left to run, eh? I'm gonna enjoy this.
Simon, if you spare my life, I'll grant you 3
Why did he just turn to figure what's his name? Morgan Freeman. Why I just turned to Morgan Freeman? If you spare my life, I'm dead. That was hilarious. Nah, I gotta do that.
Simon, if you spare my life, I grant you 3
So you see, General, the pig wasn't even on his property when he shot it. Liar! He's lying to you, General. I'll tell you what really happened.
Okay, how's this one gonna
A
go?
pleasant summer's afternoon here on my humble farm. It's just me and my beloved potatoes. I'm so happy. Say, Lyman, them some nice spuds you got there. Would be a shame if somebody...
Get your
Hate
feet
them.
off the thing.
Not again, you beast! Leave my potatoes alone. Yeah, I'm gonna eat them, Lyman.
Is he an Al Capone pig?
Then I'm gonna eat
you.
Stay back! I'll shoot! Go ahead, punk. Make my day. Shoot me! Shoot me! He made me do it. So
He
you're
did
telling
the
me
goofy
you
thing.
guys nearly started a war with the strongest naval power in the world over the shooting of a pig? Yeah, now you start.
Yeah, so when you put it like that, it's not very smart because they're on an island, so they would be fighting ships. And if they are the strongest naval power, it doesn't sound smart to go to war with them.
To get it? Not only the pigs, sir. The British then threatened to arrest this poor, pure American soul. Thank you, General. Shut up. I don't care about you. Okay. I've made up my mind. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
You're all idiots.
You guys are fine. And you two are the most mind-numbingly brain-dead ding-dongs I've ever encountered in all my life. And I'll see you in my office. Okay, Harney, listen. I cut a deal with the Brits. Here's how it's gonna be. Both sides will maintain a small force on the island for a joint military occupation until our two governments can decide who owns the island. Now, the only way they'd agree to that is if Pickett is removed from command. So I'm replacing him
Thank
with
you.
Captain Hunt here. Now, Harney, listen to me. Do not, under any circumstances, put Pickett back on that island. Okay?
Remove him from command as well.
Do not order Pickett back onto the
Pickett
island.
is someone's family.
Understood? Yes, sir.
No,
Good.
Harney's
I'll see
someone's
you
family for
fellows
sure.
Later.
Yeah, but
Is
so
he gone?
stupid.
I think so. Good.
It's still
You're
hiding
fired.
behind the door.
Pickett, you're going back on the island. All right, you psychopath. I've been waiting years for this. I hate you. I've always hated you. Harney had not only ordered Pickett back onto the island, but his department even notified the British that it did not recognize the joint occupation settlement,
Correct.
while everyone else had decided on peace. Harney appeared to still be threatening war. Needless to say, a furious Winfield Scott soon removed him from command.
Thank you.
Elsewhere. In Harney's absence, the joint occupation went ahead, and the troops actually got along together quite well.
That's
The
nice.
British attended 4th of July celebrations at the American camp, while the Americans visited the British for Queen Victoria's birthday. Even Pickett became good friends with his British counterpart. War, it seemed, had been avoided, thanks largely to the level-headed
This is
actions of the royal
one
Navy.
guy was gonna cause a whole war.
Literally.
Of course, the islands were still in dispute, and the question of who exactly owned them still had to be answered. That answer would have to wait, because while San Juan was at peace, the nation was tearing itself apart. When Civil War broke out
this
in
is Civil War.
1861, the issue of San Juan just wasn't that important.
Backseat.
Harney, despite being a Southerner, remained in the U.S. Army, but was eventually removed from command at St. Louis when his loyalty to the Union came under suspicion.
Oh my god,
Famously,
finally.
Captain Pickett, a native Virginian, went on to become a Confederate general. Pickett's charge at the Battle of Gettysburg remains one of the most famous moments of the entire war.
Famous
and marked
good
a
or
major
famous
turning
bad?
point. U.S. relations with Britain actually soured during the war. The British, missing their supply of southern cotton, initially looked like they may intervene on the side of the Confederacy. There was the Trent Affair, when Confederate
The
diplomats were
teabag
discovered
thing.
and arrested on a British mail steamer. And then there were the British-built ships sold to the Confederacy that wreaked havoc
Bro,
on
that's a
northern
sick
commerce.
looking ship.
When the Civil War ended, furious American politicians called on the British to pay reparations. And by now, a long list of hot issues existed between them. And yes, on that list remained, 12 years later, still the issue of who owned these gosh darn islands. That issue, it was finally agreed, would be submitted to international arbitration. The Empire of Germany would decide.
Why
The
Germany?
British and Americans presenting arguments. The American argument was reportedly presented with a little more pizzazz, a little more zing. And in the end, when the Germans made their decision, they awarded the San Juan Islands to the United States.
What?
Awarded
Wait.
a little more zing. The American argument was reportedly presented with a little more pizzazz, a little more zing. And in the
So
end,
show
when the
business
Germans
win
made their
as
decision,
usual.
They awarded the San Juan Islands to the United States. When an aging Douglas heard the news, he said that there was no possible way the British argument had been presented correctly. But that was that. The British conceded, And on the 25th of November, 1872, the last British troops left the island. As the Americans entered the British camp to raise their flag, they found that the British had removed the flagpole. One last up yours to Uncle Sam. By this time, Charles Griffin had already left the island, and the Hudson's Bay Company eventually sold their sheep farm. And so, there you have it. A dangerous situation
Dang,
that almost brought
it almost
two great
caused the
powers
whole
to
war.
Triggered by the shooting of
It's
a pig.
one guy.
Thanks to more level-headed minds and an eagerness for peace and cooperation, conflict was avoided, and the only casualty of this pig war was
The pig.
just a pig. But how different could
Just
things have
a
been?
pig?
What if the British had attempted to arrest Pickett? What if they had landed troops? Could the two sides
Oh.
have actually gone to war?
Literally, every alternative of every decision they made would have led to war.
100%.
Potentially. That's crazy.
Have invaded Canada? Could it perhaps still invade Canada? Think about it.
I don't think you can now.
We have the manpower. We have the arms. It's our manifest destiny.
It
Picture a
is.
future where
Everyone's gonna be like, oversimplified. It's trying to be. It's trying to get American
wear
to.
red, white, and blue, and hail the stars and stripes, where Wayne Gretzky would wave the American flag every 4th of July.
If they did, you know, that would be crazy.
There would be, but I do feel like people would be on Canada's side more than America, though.
100%.
Greatest American national park, one united nation under the leadership of our glorious president, Drake. No longer shall we tolerate our smug neighbors to the north with their affordable insulin and endless comments complaining that I don't talk about Canada enough in my videos. That's right, Canadians. Watch your backs. Sleep with one eye open tonight. Because Biden's coming, baby. And this time, he's coming.
For you. But I feel like if they did, I feel like Mexico would probably take the opportunity to attack America as well, and then they'll be fighting battles on two fronts.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. But yeah, let's act like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
But
that would
if
be
it
great.
did, and then I think
Great Britain would
it's going to
obviously
probably
be-
end up being something along the lines of like, actually, let me not say that, but other power countries are probably going to lend a hand against America for sure.
100%.
Because they don't want American military
Yeah,
getting
100%.
any stronger than it is
Bro, that would
already,
be
so.
insane.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, stay in your place, man. We're done
Because
with that.
America, okay.
It would start a nuclear war.
Yeah, no, I doubt nuclear war is a bit far. America would never start a nuclear war so
No
close to
one
home.
would start a nuclear war.
So close to home
No
as well.
one
That would
start
be
a nuclear war,
ridiculous.
bro. No one. We all just have nuclear.
The whole world would
Like,
end.
Yeah, we got weapons in it. That's all. That's all we have weapons for.
Because America, I don't think America can afford to go to war. There's a lot of people like they're already way too on edge to go to war with anyone.
No, yeah.
Because as soon as they go to war with one person, I'm almost confident that at least Russia will probably try and take
That's what I was
advantage.
thinking.
Yeah,
I was thinking-
they'll at least try to take advantage of
Yeah,
that.
Russia's on beef. Russia's on smoke. Russia's on smoke. They're like, yeah. You know, Germany's quiet.
Nah, Germany has to be quiet, bro. They can't say that. They have to be quiet. They can't say anything,
I
even though they
enjoyed
might
that
want
video.
to.
I enjoyed that video.
That was good.
What do you think? All right, guys. we'll
Oh,
wrap it up
and
there.
we have zero knowledge about history.
Oh,
and
we just
military,
want sorry, guys. We're just talking.
yeah, don't say anything. Like we don't know anything about
What is
British,
history?
American military,
What is
anything.
that?
So we're
We
just
barely know what the continents are.
speculating, just throwing the ball outfield, with no one there to catch it.
Hey, this has been another unorthodox reaction.
Cold,
Like we said,
cold.
we're very unorthodox. We don't know what we're talking
Of
about.
course,
If you're still here watching, we still appreciate you.
Yes.
If you're no longer watching, we still appreciate you regardless. Talking about both parts.
Like, comment, subscribe, notification
On
bell,
that note,
all the good stuff.
Look after your loved ones and stay blessed.
Comment, reaction, suggestions below,
Definitely do that.
and we shall see you all in the next one
Maybe if we want to.
in a bit.
Adios, amigos.